When I look back at Loki, I realized that I forgot about the new augments that they released, so I tried to take a look what's the new augment I can go for. And going through all the augments, I found that two of them seems to interested me the most, which is the damage decoy and the Valence Formation. That's because these two are related to status effect and I was so amazed that they can do. So I was thinking that can these new augments really make up to what Loki lacks a lot, and can it push levels even further?
So, without further ado, let's hop right into it.
Starting by damage decoy, this allows you to cast decoy on the enemies that not only the enemies hit these decoy will receive 5 random status effect, but it can also receive extra reflector damage. In the very beginning, I was thinking that should I try to go with the Cold Sata Whisper build, but I realized that this is not very consistent, so I gave up. The good thing about this is that as long as the enemies hit on the decoy that you cast on the enemy, they will receive 5 random elements proc, which means you can proc elements without concern of what elements you brought into. And as long as the enemy hits, they will receive, means that they don't really have any range problem. And the disadvantage? Well, here's the thing, because you have to make sure that enemy hits on the decoy, means that you have to make sure that they are all aggro on the enemies. We cannot so assure that whether you will get a right element, because remember radiation proc? Yes, the effect will cause the enemies not target on that. And not to mention that if you're not invincible, then most scenario they will hit you, which is why frame that can go invincible, which is for this case Loki, can make good use of it. But in most scenarios, nah, not really the good way. I think Savior Decoy would be much better choice in terms of the damage decoy, isn't it? And how about the another augment, Valence Formation? Oh boy, this makes Lavos totally incredible. This allows Lavos passive to provide you extra element based on the element you chose from your abilities. For example, if you chose Viral, then after casting ability, you will immediately receive extra virus status damage for your weapons for 20 seconds. This is absolutely useful because this also allows you to create the elements that you wanted for your weapons and you don't really have any element damage problem. Now since it's a passive, means that there's no such way for you to immediately tell whether does the number increase or decrease whenever you try to change your strength or duration. So based on my testing, I found that if I go with Transcend Fortitude, what will I get? Interesting. The value didn't change, but the duration got shorter. Does it mean that it won't scale with strength, but with duration? Let's find out. We try to slot in as much duration as we can, and how about overextended to reduce the strength? If my hypothesis is correct, boom! I found that my value still retain at 200%, but duration increased up to 41 seconds. This also shows that it is possible for us to run a high duration and without any strength, still giving us the value that we want. And so there you have it. I tried to look through two augments, and to be honest, these two just quite simple, yet providing the value that we wanted to. I can tell that Damage Decoy tried to do its best to make sure that Decoy has its own uses, and it also gave us its opportunity to try to use strength on Loki. But based on what I can tell, that didn't go out so well. Lavos, however, because this is using our passive to try to become so strong and it didn't even scale with strength, this, however, gave us a chance for us to not use strength on Lavos. And because of that, I found that the Valence Formation are much fun to play compared to the Damage Decoy. Still, the new augments provide what we want, and I can say that it's very fun. Maybe you can try it for yourself, especially Valence Formation. Try to get one for yourself and you will absolutely love this element machine.
If this is your first time watching, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any news contents from me. Why not leave your comments down below if you got any ideas or thoughts you want to share with all of us. And that's it from me, and as always, I will see you all next time. Bye bye!